What's a quote from history that gives you chills? It is only those who have never heard a shot, never heard the shriek and groans of the wounded and lacerated, that cry aloud for more blood, more vengeance, more desolation. General Sherman. From a letter sent in May of 1865 in the midst of his march to the sea. Stop sending people to kill me. We've already captured 5 of them. One of them with a bomb and another with a rifle. If you don't stop sending killers, I'll send one to Moscow. And I won't have to send another. Said by Josip Broz Tito to Joseph Stalin. Nobody believed Marco Polo's stories about traveling through Asia. And on his deathbed someone asked him to admit he had made it all up. His response was, "I have not told half of what I have seen." That always got my imagination going. I would have liked to have heard his stories straight from him. Lucius Cornelius Sulla. Greater than no friend ever served me. And no enemy ever wronged me, whom I have not repaid in full. Why show anger to the world, as if the world would notice? In Germany, the one who complains about the dirt is considered much more dangerous than the one making something dirty. Kurt Tucholsky. Not an exact translation. The original quote is in German. All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their minds wake in the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act on their dreams with open eyes, to make them possible. T. E. Lawrence. Heaven brings forth innumerable things to nurture man. Man has nothing good with which to recompense heaven. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, 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 kill. Zhang Xianzong, aka Yellow Tiger. While the last line is probably apocryphal, it sure sends chills down my spine, knowing the deeds of the guy who supposedly wrote it. Psychotically genociding an entire Chinese province in the 17th century, just because he could. Apparently, a generation which ignores history has no past and no future. Robert Heinlein. We are always only one generation away from tyranny. There are decades where nothing happens. And there are weeks where decades happen. Vladimir Ilyich Lenin. A janitor in NASA during the space race was asked by JFK what he's doing. He said, "I'm helping put a man on the moon. Vist vanden skal der skites med skarpt." Quote. Loosely translated to, "You're damn fucking right we are firing." Quote. Norwegian Colonel Birger Eriksen. 9th of April, 1940. Right before he and his men sunk the German heavy cruiser, Blucher. The pride of the German Navy at that time. The full might of the German Navy came sailing into Norway through the Oslofjord. Birger Eriksen and his men at the fort of Oscarsborg were hilariously outgunned. Opening fire on the Germans was PRSC to Klee suicide. As this was in the middle of the night, and they would give away their position immediately, one private asked something along the lines of, "Sir, are we firing?" To which Eriksen's famous response came, "Every Norwegian, young and old, know this quote. Their actions delayed the Germans by 1 day, allowing the king and parliament to evade capture by the Germans. Bonus. Upon further questioning for his decision by his subordinates, he made a lesser-known, although equally awesome quote. Enten blir jeg stilt for krigsret. Eller så blir jeg krigsskjelt. Fire. Quote. Translated. Either I will be court-martialed or I will be a war hero. Keep firing. Quote. We have the power to make this the best generation of mankind in the history of the world or make it the last. John F. Kennedy. Two possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. Arthur C. Clarke. We will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King, Jr. My general is willing to discuss a surrender. We haven't the proper facilities to take you all prisoner. Sorry. What? Quote, we'd like to, but we can't accept your surrender. Was there anything else? Quote, the old world is dying, and the new world struggles to be born. Now is the time of monsters. Antonio Gramsci. I used to have 5 brothers. Now I'm not even a brother. Kevin von Erich. His older brother died at the age of 6. His younger brother David died suddenly at 25. His 3 youngest brothers all killed themselves at 33, 23, and 21. Between 1984 and 1993 he went from having 4 younger brothers to not being a brother. I do not know with what weapons World War III will be fought. But World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Albert Einstein. I do not fear death. I had been dead for billion and billions of years before I was born and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it. Mark Twain. Edit. Exact quote. Serenely. I take my first step on the road to eternity. I leave life to enter history. Getúlio Vargas's last words.